Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Alright, so it has been a minute since I have talked about any books on this channel. Not only that, but I've come to realize that while I do discuss books that I like, they're mainly in wrap-up videos, and most of my videos where I talk about like one book in depth are negative. So like, we need to fix that. We need to fix that today. So, today we are talking about Book Talk's cozy read of the century, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Okay, now I am going to try to format this in a similar vein as I did my Acomath video, where, like, I take you through the story and, like, kind of give my thoughts on it. However, it's not going to be exactly the same as I formatted that video, simply because while reading this one, I didn't go into it with the intention of making a video, so I wasn't, like, taking notes. I wasn't like taking in-depth notes while I was reading this book. So, yeah, sorry about that. But, so we are going to go through, we're going to talk about what the story is, my thoughts on it, all that kind of stuff. So let's get started. So this book follows like an ogre orc lady named Viv who has like spent her life being like a bounty hunter, like chasing down criminals and like bringing them to justice and all that kind of stuff. But she's at that point now where she like wants to settle down, open up a business. She like wants to make coffee for a living and all that kind of stuff. And so she wants to settle down and like open this coffee shop in this town named Thune. Now, this place has like never heard of coffee before, like doesn't know what it is, doesn't understand the concept of it. It kind of follows her as she like opens up this coffee shop and, is on her way to success and all that kind of stuff. That's basically what the story is about, just if you ever played like those like time management restaurant games from the early to mid 2000s like Diner Dash or Cake Mania, where like you start out in like a little shack and then you like work your way up to like building a like 5-star place. That's kind of what this book is basically. Like, that's kind of basically the story of this book. So we start off with Viv on her last bounty hunter job, with like her like bounty hunter gang friends of sorts. I don't know. But now the job itself is like, it's not really made clear like what the point of it is or like, all that like the specifics of it. But the main thing to take away from it is that like her and her like bounty hunter friends go and kill this like insect creature of sorts. And, her friends are getting like, the treasure hoard that this insect creature has, while Viv takes what is known as a Scalvert stone from the creature. Now, the Scalvert stone, it comes up quite a bit in the book because like it's said to like bring good fortune and like good luck to whoever has it. So Viv takes this stone to like, I'm going to have this stone so like I can, have better luck opening my business of sorts. Basically Viv is like in her like crystal TikTok girly era. The people on TikTok who are like, ooh, the amethyst stone and the like emerald stone, and you like mix them together and they're gonna do this for your life and this and that and whatever. That's kind of what she thinks the stone will do for her. It's like gonna bring her good luck with opening her business. She goes to this town called Thune again, and she is like buying this old livery and planning on turning it into like, her coffee shop. And every single person that she talks to about her business plan is just like looking at her like, just smile and nod, y'all. Just smile and nod. Like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. She's talking about coffee. I don't know what that is. She says it's like tea, but it's not like tea. Who knows? Is she gonna sell food? Maybe she just sell some food because I don't know what coffee is. So yeah, so not exactly off to a great start, but she does have her building. She does have this old livery that she is planning on turning into her coffee shop. All right, so the livery looks like crap. Like it's run down, it's got holes in the ceiling, it's not good. It's bad. Like, so she obviously needs to do some major renovations to this place in order to get it up and running. So Viv gets the idea to like go down to the shipyards and like people watch for a few hours one day to like observe and watch the workers and be like, ooh, you know what you're doing with construction. Ooh, you don't know what you're doing. Ooh, that could be like a good person to hire for construction work. And so she finds this guy named Cal, who is a hob. And I'm gonna be so honest, the entire time that I was reading, I basically just pictured Cal as that creature from Harry Potter. Like that's basically what I envisioned him as. Like I don't know, but basically, but so she finds this guy named Cal, and Cal is basically like the grouchy grandpa of the group. Like Cal's whole thing is like basically like squinting at everything going on and then going like, hmm, hmm. But but he really does like have a nice warm heart of gold of sorts. Like even though he always kind of appears like he's judging everything around him and like what Viv is doing, ultimately he really does just want to help and they do become very good friends and he always goes like the extra mile in like helping her with whatever she asks. And after what is about like a month of like Viv and Cal in their like HGTV home flipping era with delivery and going into like a cafe, they do eventually get it ready and it looks nice. It looks very nice. It looks presentable. You know, they've got the tables and the counter and it all looks splendid. But now they need a name. What are they going to name it, of course? Of course, they name it Legends and Lattes. Of course, they named the coffee shop after the book title. Like, I knew from the moment that they started, like, making a big deal out of the name that they were gonna be like, what are we gonna name this place? What should we name this place? Oh, have you thought about a name? No, I haven't really thought about a name. We should name this place. Like, what are we gonna name it? I just knew that they were gonna name it Legends and Lattes because, of course, they are. Of course, they are. Like, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. Like, I just knew that they were gonna name it that. Like, I have a mind of a mastermind. Like, I don't know what it's called, but I'm so creative like that. All right, so moving along, Viv knows that this coffee thing she's got going on, it's gonna be a hit. Like, she knows it's gonna be a hit. Because, like, even though nobody in town has ever heard of coffee before, like, nobody knows what it is, everyone that she's given a sample to, like her neighbor and Cal, they've all been like, ooh, that's not. Wait, wait. This is actually kind of good. Like, I don't know. I've never heard of this before, but this is kind of good. Like, okay, we support you. Like, okay, this is kind of good. So Viv knows that she's got a hit on her hands. Like, so she is looking to hire some help to, help her run the shop. So in walks Tandri, a succubus in the story. Now, fun fact while I was reading, this is just a little fun fact about my reading experience while reading this book. The cover art was putting in work. The cover art was putting in work helping me picture Tandri, because I'll be honest, if she was not on the cover art so I could like visualize her, if she was not on the cover art, I would have just pictured Evelyn from League of Legends, because like succubus, kind of purplish demon. That's kind of what I was thinking initially, but then I looked at the cover art and it was like, oh, that's her. Like, okay, that makes more sense. So, yeah, not sure why that's relevant, but just like a little fun fact experience while I was reading. Anyway, let's move on. All right, so Tandri gets hired to work at the place. Now, honestly, she's probably the most fleshed out character of everyone. Even low-key more than Viv, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just my opinion. But Tandri quickly becomes like the best friend and business partner of the shop. Like, Tandri's basically the ideal woman of the duo. Like, even though Viv's name is on the deed of the place, it's really Tandri's ideas who like get it off the ground. Like she comes up with the idea to like advertise all around town, offer free sample weekend right at the start to get people interested. And also it's Tandri's idea to later introduce baked goods to the menu, which really blows up the shop's, reputation and gets people coming in. So, yeah, so they work together that way. Tandri is also the love interest of the book. This is a very slow burn romance. Like, if you love slow burn romances where, like, I don't know, the characters don't even, like, hold hands or acknowledge that they have even slight feelings for each other until, like, the last, like, 2 pages of a book, this is your kind of story, like, it's a slow burn romance over here. Anyway, so it's the shop's grand opening and it's a flop. Well, it's a flop at first. The shop is a total flop at first. Only like 3 people show up the entire first day, and like the first week, it's slow. Like it's like really, really slow. And Viv is like, oh my god, I'm gonna go bankrupt. Like, oh my god, this place is a flop. Like, I'm sinking money into this place. Like, oh my god, I'm not making any money back. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna go bankrupt. Like, ah. And Tangerine is like, girl, it's the first week. Calm down. Take a breather. You know, word will spread. Pe- the people who are coming in like what we're serving them. So, like, they're gonna spread the word. Calm down. It's okay. It's just the first week. Calm down. Thankfully, though, business does start to pick up. Well, at least enough to pay for coffee beans, like at least enough to pay for the expenses of the place. Okay, so now let's introduce 3 more characters into the mix. Now, admittedly, I am going like out of timeline order just to like keep things consistent and make things easier to understand. So I am going a little bit out of timeline order, but like whatever, it's okay. So first, let's introduce Thimble. He is a ratkin, and he is basically, a baker. So he comes in and starts as like a regular. He likes the place. He likes the coffee and all that kind of stuff. And soon enough, Viv and Tandry find out that he is a baker, and Tandry is like, "Girl, hire him, hire that man, because like people love food. If we feed people, they're gonna come in more. So like hire that man." And Viv's like, all right, I'll bite. So Thimble gets hired to be the baker, and business booms. Like, business skyrockets. Like, people love his treats. And he's basically like a baking genius of sorts. Because, like, every single time that, like, he has a new idea, a new recipe, and, like, tries it out, people love it. People love it. And Viv comes to rely on him, like, the most low key to keep her business afloat. Like, low key, it gets to a point where the place is low key more of like a bakery that sells coffee on the side. Like low key, like yeah. Beyond that, there's really not much else to say about Thimble. Like, he's mainly the quiet, shy one of the group, and he doesn't really speak unless, very much necessary, unless he really has something to say. So, yeah, he's cute, he's adorable, we love him, and we love all of his treats. Okay, now, the next 2 characters that we are introducing into the mix, I can't exactly remember their names. I'm sorry, like I said, I did not originally plan to make a video on this book, so I was not taking notes. And when I looked up on Google, like the names of characters, I could not find the names of these 2 characters. So forgive me. But we're going to get through it. We're going to get through this, bestie. Okay. So the second character that we are introducing is like a college kid of sorts. Like, he comes in, he doesn't really like want coffee or anything. He doesn't really like want baked goods or anything. He just likes the vibes of the place. It's like a chill place. It's nice. It's relatively quiet so he can study his, college textbook stuff. He basically just comes in for the vibes. And I wouldn't bring him up otherwise if that was just his thing, which, to be fair, is mainly just his thing. But he does serve one specific point to the actual plot, so that's why I'm bringing up this college kid for now. So like he'll do something later in the plot, so remember him. Yeah. But basically, his defining trait in the story is being like, not really into that. Like, I don't really like hot drinks. I don't really like sweet stuff. And like the women are basically like, okay, bitch, you're here. You're taking up space. Buy something. We really don't care if you don't eat it or drink it, but you're gonna buy something because like you're not just gonna take up space. So like they kind of like bully him into buying stuff, and that's kind of his thing in the book. That's kind of his running gag in the book. And third character that we are introducing right now is this guy who is a bard. Now, the bard, he has his whole mini subplot, which I'm going to go through right now just for the sake of keeping it all consistent. And, so the bard's whole subplot is basically he comes in one day, he's very shy and whatever, and he asks, like, hey, can I play my stuff here? And Viv's like, all right, entertainment. Sure, why not? So the bard goes, into a corner where customers can see and hear him and starts playing his stuff. Now, the stuff that he originally starts playing is very experimental. Like, like, I don't exactly know what it is. Like, I just imagine that it's like hard rock, basically. And all the customers are like, what the hell is that? My ears are bleeding. Oh my God, what the hell is that? What is that screeching noise coming from him over there? Oh my God. And if the place sold tomatoes, they would be throwing tomatoes at him, basically. And so the bard basically wets his pants and runs out the building crying. But then he later comes back a few days later and wants to try again. And Viv's like, okay, we'll see how this goes again. But this time he plays more like, classical stuff, more like jazz or whatever, just nice, soothing vibes for the place. And the customers are like, ooh, hold on, you're kind of good. You're kind of good. So he starts like coming back more and more and playing his music and, all that kind of stuff. And eventually it gets to a point where like Tandria is like nudging Viv, being like, girl, he's here all the time. Like, customers love him. He's here all the time. Just hire the bard already. Like, pay him, pay the man. And so Viv is like, oh yeah, I should probably do that. So the bard gets hired officially to be like a performer for multiple nights of the week. And the bard basically like gets his own fan base who like all come in and buy stuff from the place like whenever he's performing. So he does legitimately drive business to the place in the end. So that's very good. And also on the bright side, Viv does let him every now and then play his more experimental stuff, being like, all right, you can work on that. Like once a week, you can work on that. Just like, keep it cool. So that's good. We love that. He doesn't really do much, but he's enough. He's in the story enough to where like I felt like it was important to like bring him up. So there's that. Oh my God. The cat. The cat. I forgot about the cat until just now. Why am I lying? I got a script. But there is a magical cat in the book. Now, the cat, I freaking love the cat. I freaking love the cat. Okay, so there is this like magical cat in the book which is basically like I think it's like a demon of sorts. I don't know, but I think the cat is like a demon of sorts. And when the cat is first introduced, like everyone, including Viv and Tandria, are like, what the hell is that? What is that thing? How do we get rid of it? It's huge. It's staring at me. It's oh my god, that thing is huge. What the hell is that? Get it out, get it out, get it out. Oh my god, that's scary. That cat is scary. But now eventually, like they realize that they can't get rid of the cat. Like the cat comes and goes as it pleases. It like vanishes in and out of the store as it pleases. And so eventually Viv and Tandria are like, well, okay, so we can't get rid of it. And it is kind of cute. So I guess it can act like it's like a guard cat of sort. Like how people have like a guard dog? We have like a guard cat. And the cat basically becomes like a mascot of the place. Like, I'm sorry. The cat really serves no purpose other than just being cute and aesthetic and adding to the vibes. But like, I don't care. I love the cat. Like, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute. Anyway, let's move on and get back to the plot. Okay, so business is going well. She's getting busier and busier. So enter the mafia. There is this like organized crime gang in the city of Thune. It's the mafia, girl. It's the mafia. And they've been around since Viv initially bought the place, but I'm only bringing them up now because they've only become plot relevant until now. So when Viv initially buys the place, there comes around like these mobsters who are like, hey girl, just so you know, there's a tax. You got to pay a tax to us. All businesses got to pay a tax to the mafia because like we offer you protection. And if you don't pay the tax, like we can't guarantee the safety of your building. Something bad may happen if you don't pay the tax. It's like pay up. That like thinly veiled threat that if like she doesn't give the mafia money, they're like gonna do something bad against her or her business. And initially Viv is like, all right, bitch, bring it. Like, I got muscles for days and I got a giant bejeweled sword. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do to me? What? Bring it. And the mobsters are like, okay, 7-foot tall ogre lady with a giant sword and muscles for days. Yeah, let's not. Like, we're all kind of short and scrawny. Let's not tussle with her. We're gonna lose that fight. But they keep like reappearing, they keep like making bigger threats. And eventually it gets to a point where Viv is like fed up with these people and is like, all right, just let me speak to your manager. Like let's talk this out. Let me speak to your manager. I'm so tired of y'all coming around and disrupting business. Like this is tiring to me. And so Viv and the magistrate, who is like the head of the mafia, they meet. And the magistrate is like, I want tax money from you. And Viv is like, I want to keep my money. So they start like talking things out and hashing things out. And they get to a point where they make a deal where it's like, okay, keep your money, but as tax, have your baker boy, your little rat baking boy, have him bake all of the mafia, especially me, a boatload of treats every single week. Just like free. Free treats every single week. Boatload of them. Give them to me. And Viv's like, all right, I can deal with that. So that is good. And before they like officially part ways and they like go their separate ways, the magistrate is like, okay, one last thing. One last thing, honey. Just so you know, like there is someone in like my realm of spies who is like from your past and like they kind of got a grudge against you. They kind of want to low key make moves against you. So like just keep that in mind. Just like watch your back. Not from me, but like from like my rogue agent, like cuz he kind of wants to go after you. So just like watch your back, okay? Okay, so now in walks Viv's old bounty hunter gang, like her old bounty hunter friends. Now, I'm gonna be so honest. The bounty hunter friends, they were so forgettable. They do not do anything. Like, oh my god. They're by far the weakest part of the book. Like, I cannot remember their names. The list of names is getting a little too long for me at this point, clearly. So, like, yeah, I don't remember them. I don't really remember anything about them. So, like, I'm not even gonna try to describe the bounty hunter friends to you. So, yeah. But anyway, the most notable thing about her bounty hunter friends is that, like, most of them, when they come to visit the coffee shop, most of them are like, dang, Viv, you really did the thing. This is a great place. Wow. Oh my God. And you're serving food and drinks. Like, this is really good. Oh my God. Good for you, girl. Like, we fully support you. Good for you. Except for there's this one guy who is like, yeah, interesting how this all came about. Wonder how you accomplished that. And it's like, oh, so there's an imposter among us. Okay, so this is the sus guy that the magistrate was telling us about. Okay. Okay, we got to keep an eye out for Selena. Okay. And this like fuels the main conflict of the book. So the evil bounty hunter guy knows that Viv has the Scoutwort Stone, or Scalvert Stone, I'm sorry. And he intends to steal it because he believes that like, oh, the stone is the reason you have all this amazing luck with the business and everything. So I want that luck too. So I'm going to steal it for myself. Now, Viv's doubts are very much like, oh, like she's thinking that the Scalvert Stone is the main reason for her success also. So she's like terrified of anyone taking it from her. So Viv asked the college guy from earlier to set up like a magical security system around the building to like alert her if the bounty hunter ex-friend, tries to like break in at any point. And sure enough, the security system goes off, and Viv and the evil bounty hunter guy get into a brief showdown before he eventually escapes and goes away. Now, when Tandra hears about this, she's like, okay, you're not safe. Okay, you need someone to look out for you. So I'm moving in to help protect you and like alert you to whatever's going on. And Viv is like trying to protest this, like, girl, I don't need protecting. I'm fine. I'm 7 foot tall. I got muscles for days. I got a big giant sword. I don't need protecting. But Tantra's like, okay, I don't care. Yes, I'm like 5'2". I got like no muscles, but I don't care. You need some backup. So I'm gonna be your backup. I'm moving in. Get over it. Done deal. And so they become roommates. They were roommates. Sure enough, the evil bounty hunter guy does return, but he doesn't try to fight them. No. He doesn't try to fight them. He instead just goes for the gusto and lights the place on fire. Just straight up lights the coffee shop on magical fire. Point blank period. like Maleficent green fire, you know. Everything goes up in flames, okay? The cat freaks out and vanishes. Viv and Tandri almost burn alive. The cafe is reduced to ash. Like, everything goes up in smoke, goes up in ash. Everything, it's gone. It's done. The only things that remain are the coffee machine, the strong box, hey, and most of Viv's sword. Like, and of course, the Scalford Stone is gone. It's gone. Oh, oh no, it's gone. So this is now the darkest hour moment. You know, Viv is depressed. She's sad, of course, because, you know, she just lost her business that she worked so hard to make. So Viv moves into Tandri's shoebox of an apartment and falls into depression. Time is an illusion. She sleeps most of the day away, only really waking up to eat and use the bathroom. Like, you know, like she's going through it. Viv is going through it right now. And eventually, Cal shows up at the apartment to be like, okay, ma'am, in the wise words of Katy Perry, it's never really over. It's never really over. You got to pick yourself up again. You really got to pick yourself up again. Like, it's okay. You'll get through this. Just pick yourself back up again. And initially, Viv lashes out and like curses out Tandri and Cal, being like, "Fuck both of you! I lost everything!" Because she like wants to wallow in sorrow a little bit more. But eventually, Viv does pick herself back up and apologizes, and is like, "Okay, I need to get it together. I'll go to the coffee shop and clean it all up. We can start the reconstruction process, I guess. If I have the money, I don't really have any more money because I lost everything basically, but you know, we'll see what we can do." But what really concerns Viv about this whole reconstruction process and, you know, the future of the shop and whatever is the loss of the Scalvart Stone. Like, she's worried that, like, oh god, I lost the stone, I lost my good luck charm, like, nobody's gonna want my coffee anymore, nobody's gonna want my baked goods anymore, oh god, this is gonna be such a flop, oh my god. But a minor character whose name, again, I don't remember, but like a minor character who has like been like kind of like the eccentric older guy. He's like a regular at the coffee shop. He like plays chess with himself and like loves the cat. But like he kind of gives like little bits of lore throughout the book about like everything. This like minor character, it tells her like, "Hey girl, okay, the Scalford Stone. I heard you talking about that the other day. Like, the lore around it is kind of iffy. Like, okay, most people think it's a good luck charm, but in reality, it's not really a good luck charm. Like, it doesn't really work that way. Like, and Viv is like, okay, that's weird. So, what does it actually do? And so, this older eccentric guy is like, okay, well, here's the realty on Scalbard stones, honey. Like, they don't really work as like good luck charms. That's not like people think that that's how they work, but that's not how they work. In reality, Scalford stones are basically just like stones that like have this like unexplainable magical aura around them to where like they draw people in to wherever they're located at. But even though they do initially draw people towards a certain location, they don't keep people coming back to that location. Like, if people don't like the place that the stone is at, people are not going to show back up there, no matter what energy the stone puts out. So, like, yeah, you know, like that's basically how it works, you know. Initially it draws people in, but then, like, if people don't like you or like what you're doing, they're not going to stay. They're going to go away and like hate you. So Viv's like, oh, so basically, like, the stone probably helped me a little bit in the early game to, like, get a few people coming in and, like, get the ball rolling. But the rest of my success, it was because of me. Okay. And, you know, Tandri and the Ratkin. Okay. Wow. I needed that confidence boost. I really did. I needed that confidence boost. Okay, let's get this place back up and rolling. Let's reconstruct this place now. Yeah. So Viv finally realizes that while the stone probably had some like minor assistance in the like very early days of the business, what kept people coming back and what helped her business grow is not the stone at all. It's genuinely the good drinks, the good food, the vibes, the community, all of it. People just genuinely loved her place and loved going back there. So she's like, okay, okay, let's rebuild this. I'm kind of excited now. Let's rebuild this place. Like, okay. Broke, homeless, and unemployed, Viv has one chance to salvage and rebuild her place. And to her surprise, people actually, like lots of people, actually show up to help her rebuild. Like friends and customers, and even the mafia all show up from around town. They all show up to like donate to her GoFundMe and to like, help her clear away the destruction and help her rebuild and like give her like furniture and stuff to help her decorate. Like it's a really community effort to help her rebuild this place. And she's like, "Okay, wow. I was not expecting all this. Like, thank you everyone. Wow." And after a few months, Viv finally has her new and improved coffee shop. It is bigger, it is better, it is cooler, and she is ready to reopen. And when she does reopen, business is better than ever. She has customers for days, business is thriving. It's great. She is living her best life. And Viv celebrates with all of her friends that she has made along the journey. And the story ends with Viv asking Tandri if she wants to officially move in and officially start a relationship, to which Tandri agrees. And that's where the story ends. The epilogue centers on the evil bounty hunter guy and like what he's up to now that he has the stone. He quickly figures out that the myths and the stories of the stone's powers and abilities, they were greatly exaggerated, girl. So, and he's mad about it. Like he's like, "Oh my god, I just sacrificed my entire reputation and all this stuff. Like I'm on the run now cuz I'm a criminal. For what? The stone doesn't even do anything for me, really. Oh my god, it's so bad for me." And what ends up happening is one night he's walking down the street and the mafia show up to like beat him up. And he's like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here." And so like he tries to like escape the mafia. But the magical cat shows up and like transforms into like its true form of like a demon beast and like mauls him to death. So like karma bites, baby. Don't know what to tell you. So that is the story of Legends and Lattes. Like I mentioned, I moved a few minor things around timeline wise just to keep things like, easier to break down for like, the sake of simplicity and of like summarizing it. But like, yeah, that's what happens. It's all there. Like, and now let's get into my overall thoughts on the book. So I gave this book like a 3.5 to 3.7 out of 5 stars. It's cute. I enjoyed it. It's exactly what it promises to be. It's cute, it's simple, it's cozy. That's exactly what it promises to be, and that's exactly what it is. The tagline is literally high fantasy with low stakes. Like, and that's exactly what it is. Like, it serves its purpose. The characters are likable, the events are cute, the cafe setting is nice and warm. It's just overall very pleasant to be in. Like, overall, this is just a very pleasant book to read. Like, it's just nice. Like, the vibes are. It's chill. It's chill. It's good. It's chill. This is a book you read in like the fall when it's a quiet Sunday afternoon, just like strolling through the leaves in like the park and you're just taking in the nice beautiful weather. It's like a light misty chill in the air and you like got your certified Christian girl autumn outfit on, or like when it's a nice winter day and you're curling up by the fireplace under your cozy blanket and you got like a nice warm drink by your side as like snow gently falls out your window. Like, this is the book you read in like those types of scenarios. Now, I live in Florida, so like I have to like imagine those scenarios. Like I can't experience them, but you get the point, you get the idea. I also want to touch on Viv and Tandri's relationship itself real quick, because I like this little slow burn stuff. Now, slow burn as a trope, it's not really for me. Like, I can't really read it, like, too much, because, like, it's not really for me. But I did enjoy it in this book. Like, I enjoyed the slow burn in this book. They really, like, don't do much of the, like, typical romantic stuff, which is why slow burn is usually not for me. like, like hand holding or kissing or going on dates or whatever. These two women, they like depend on each other. They work together to like make the coffee shop a success. They grow very, very close to the point where like they can't imagine their lives without the other in it. And it's just cute. It's just very nice how they go about their relationship and growing close together and developing their friendship and like catching more feelings for each other after that. Because it's just cute. It really, really is. I also really like their dynamic at like a core level of like these two women who are like, you know, outcast of society normally, like coming together and like finding solace in each other kind of. Cause like a lot of people initially think of Viv as like nothing more than like a big dumb jock. Cause like she's an orc. And a lot of people also think of Tandri as like nothing more than like a dumb seductive slut because she's a succubus. And like even when they first meet, their like first few encounters, they kind of have, those internalized prejudices against each other. And the two of them have to work to like unpack and unravel those biases that they have within themselves. And they do unlearn like, some last little remnants of like toxic biases that they have. They do unlearn all that stuff. And they are able to be there for each other even when a lot of people aren't, in society. So like that's really good. That's really cute. I liked it. I personally like that little aspect to them. Like I thought it was very cute. I also really liked their like one and only picnic date that we got. Like if there's ever a sequel to this, we need some more cute scenes for that. Like there needs to be more cute scenes of them just like going, on a picnic or whatever. Just like going on some cute dates. There needs to be more cute scenes of that if there ever is a sequel. On that note though, if there ever is a sequel, I know there's another one, but that's a prequel. If there ever is a sequel, I probably won't read it just because like this felt perfect. This felt, perfectly satisfying, perfectly complete as like a standalone, in my opinion. So, like, yeah. If you want something like simple, easy to read, pleasant, like, this is the book for you. If you want something with like a lot more depth, like, this is not the book for you. Like if you're someone who needs like, high concept fantasy with like deep, intricate world building and like complex characters with like intricately thought out and planned backstories that like all connect to each other and like this big epic plot. This is not the book for you. That's not what this book promises. That's not what this book is at all. That's not what this book wants to be. That's not what the intention is. This book promises to just be simple, cute coffee shop. That's it. It's simple, it's cute, it's easy to get through. And that's exactly what it is. As an added bonus, this book is pretty quick to get through. Like, I think the audiobook is only like 7 or 8 hours, and that includes the like short story at the end that like takes up a whole hour. So, like, yeah, the story itself is only like 6 or 7 hours. So, like, it's really not that long whatsoever. Oh, speaking of the short story, we need to touch on that just real quick. Okay, so my audiobook came with the short story Pages to Fill. So I'll briefly talk about that real quick. The short story Pages to Fill is a prequel story about Viv and her bounty hunter gang. They are like hired to like find and track down this like shapeshifter lady and like bring her in and stuff like that. Now, I'll be so honest. I was fading in and out while reading this. Like I was kind of tuning it in and out, so I don't exactly remember all that happened in it. But basically, like Viv and her friends are hired to like find this like shapeshifter lady, and she eventually does find the shapeshifter lady that they're after, but she lets her go. I like I said, I was fading in and out, so I don't exactly remember why Viv let the shapeshifter lady go, but I think it's because like the shapeshifter lady was like trying to like step away from her criminal past and like build a new life for herself with like a loving husband and whatever, and just like start a new life for herself free of crime. So Viv was like, okay, you know what? If you're really trying to put crime behind you, like I'll let you go. Like, okay, go do your thing. So like, yeah. But And then at the very end, Viv stumbles upon this like coffee shop and experiences coffee for the first time. And like obviously she falls in love with it, and the rest is history. So yeah, that's the added novella. That's like an hour long at the end. So yeah, I'll be honest, the short story is really nothing to write home about. Like, if you want more content with like in this world and Viv and whatever, like it's there, but like it's really nothing to write home about. I think I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5 stars. But like, yeah, it's not bad, but it's nothing to it's nothing of note. Like it's not bad, but it's nothing of note. Like it makes perfectly good background noise basically. The short story makes perfectly good background noise for an hour basically. So yeah. But yeah, that's Legends and Lattes, the number one cozy book talk read. And like I said, it's very easy to read, it's very pleasant and easygoing. So like I think if you're someone who's like not really much of a reader, but like you want to start reading and get into like reading a little bit, and you like fantasy stories, so like this could be a good way to like ease you back into reading without feeling overwhelmed with like, more serious books basically. Or if you're someone who like wants to like start getting into fantasy but like doesn't really know where to begin because like a lot of fantasies feel very overwhelming and intimidating to you, this could be like a good book to like ease you into the fantasy genre, basically stuff like that. So like if you fall into like one of those two categories, like this could be a really really good book for you. But that's it from me. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you know when I upload next. I make videos covering books and shows and movies, and once in a while video games. Just like once in a while. We're working on a video of that sort right now. We are over here. So yeah, tell me in the comments what you thought of this video or of Legends and Lattes if you have read it before. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.